The frenzied events leading up to the death of Queen Elizabeth II have been detailed in a newly released royal book. The Queen's final days were, as her life was, steeped in duty to her people of the United Kingdom, as she accepted the resignation of Boris Johnson at 11 a.m. on September 6, 2022, and welcomed then newly appointed Prime Minister Liz Truss at 12 p.m. that same day. These official engagements would be her last. Just 48 hours later, it became clear that things were taking a turn for the worse. In Endgame, Omid Scobie writes about the hours leading up to the late monarch's death, from the perspective of the Sussexes. Scobie's book tells of how Prince Harry had originally planned to deliver a heartfelt speech at the Well Child Awards on September 8, a charity close to the Duke of Sussex as one of his first royal patronages. The night before the event, however, doctors had advised the Queen to clear her calendar and take rest, a decision which was then announced by Buckingham Palace, confirming growing fears of the Queen's declining health, and leaving the Sussexes feeling rattled, according to Omid Scobie. He wrote, just 4 days prior, Harry had spoken with his grandmother on the phone. She had mentioned not being well enough to attend the Highland Games, but her working schedule was still full of appointments. The monarch was, as sources said at the time, positive and upbeat. The book details that by the next morning, the Sussexes had no idea that Buckingham Palace was already planning for the Queen's final hours and the first days of the monarchy's new era. Scobie writes of the moment Prince Harry received a call from an unknown number, which he says Harry usually ignores. According to the author, Meghan told Harry, "You should answer it," which Harry managed to do before it stopped ringing. The call was from King Charles, then Prince Charles. Scobie writes of the exchange. Charles told him he and Camilla were about to leave Dumfries House for Balmoral, where Princess Anne was already by the Queen's side. Become an Express Premium member. Support fearless journalism. Read the Daily Express online. Advert free. Get super fast page loading. Start 30-day free trial. According to extracts from the book, King Charles told Harry to get in contact with William, who was arranging travel. Harry sent a text message to his brother asking how he and Kate planned to get to Scotland and whether they could travel together, Scobie wrote, concluding with, no response. Prince William would end up boarding a flight with Prince Edward and his wife Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, along with Prince Andrew, leaving Prince Harry to arrange his own travel to Balmoral, as the Queen's health continued to decline. Prince Harry would eventually find a mode of transport, after reluctantly accepting instruction from King Charles to come to Balmoral without Meghan. According to Scobie, Harry would have to fork out £30,000 for a chartered flight from Luton Airport to Aberdeen International. The flight would take off at 5:35 p.m., though the Queen had passed away at 3:10 p.m. It was a frenzied time, with family members jetting from all around the country to share a moment with the Queen before it was time to tell the world. Princess Anne, who was already in Scotland for royal engagements, was by her side, along with King Charles and Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, now Queen Camilla. Scobie spoke to a close source of the family for his book. It was what she wanted and what we all prayed for, they told him, to have her loved ones close by and for that moment to happen in private. Quote,